Hi BookTube, my name is Sarah and welcome to the Bookish Knitter. Today I am coming to you with a weekly reading vlog. This is for week number 36 and it is September the 5th through September the 11th. So happy September everybody. We are officially now into the month of September. It is Sunday today. It's the 5th of the month and it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. A little bit later, coming to you today to start off the vlog. I am having an extremely lazy day today. It is the long weekend, so tomorrow is Labor Day, both in Canada and the US. And so I'm off work tomorrow, which is an extra big bonus. I woke up this morning about 5:30 and I was laying there in bed and I thought to myself, I'm like, oh, I gotta work today, right? And then it dawned on me and I'm like, no, I don't. Is that not the best feeling in the world, you guys? It's fantastic. So, yay on that one. So yeah, I've had a productive morning. It hasn't been like busy, but it's been productive. So I got the vlog from last week edited and uploaded. And then Brie and I actually had an interview with an author for the podcast that we do, the Categorically Romance podcast that is linked in the description box below. And now I'm just kind of sitting here doing some book organization. As you guys can see, the shelves are slowly moving and getting filled. They're coming. I'm cleaning off that shelf right there and then moving them up here and then, So I'm hoping to get some of those done today. I'm actually listening to an audiobook while I'm doing it. I am listening to right now The Rebel Wears Plaid by Eliza Knight. I talked about this audiobook in my last vlog that I was having a hard time getting into it. I'm now into it. I'm like 4 hours into it and I'm really enjoying it because I've been doing some like puttering around and stuff like that this morning. While I was uploading the vlog, last week's vlog, excuse me, I was listening to it because that's like a good hour right there just to upload. And I was sitting here and I was cross-stitching actually while I was waiting for that to do its thing. So I am working on a new cross-stitch project today. I started it last night and I'm very excited. This is going to be, I'm calling it my focus piece for the month. So while I'm going to be doing other projects, like working on other projects, the one thing is that every single day I'm challenging myself to put 100 stitches into this piece, which sounds like a lot, but it's not that difficult to do because I have a lot of free time in the morning and that's what I tend to do first thing in the morning is sit and do a little cross stitch, and I'm hoping to get some good audiobook listening time and doing that as well. So this is what I have started so far, just this, which isn't much to see. Can anyone tell what it is? This is actually a Halloween design. That's a broom. It's a witch's broom. So I just found this design last week and I absolutely love it. And I had the fabric and I went out and I got the floss for it yesterday. And I'm going to show you guys what it would look like. And I kind of love it. It's called Moons Out, Brooms Out. And this is by a company called Autumn Lane Stitchery. Is that not delightful? So as you can see, that's the part that's been done. See, so there's just that little part right there is what I've done. So not very much, but I've only been working on it since last night. So yeah, so my plan is I'm going to catalog some more books. I don't know, for maybe another hour. So I don't like sitting in front of the computer too long on my days off of work because it tends to bother my shoulder and stuff. And I don't want the strain on my eyes. So yeah. I'm going to do this for maybe another hour or so, get some more books cataloged, and then I think I'm just going to sit back and relax and do some stitching for the rest of the day. Finish, listen to the audiobook for a bit longer today, and then relax and watch some BookTube and stuff this afternoon. So that's my game plan. I do have a candle burning. I don't know if you guys can see it way up there. When the hubby and I went to Michael's yesterday, and I was picking up the floss for this cross-stitch project, they had the candles, and they were like $6.99. And don't get me wrong, I love the candles from Bath & Body Works. Love the candles from Bath & Body Works. Every year I get another sweater weather. They are my ultimate favorite. I actually have, oh, it's right here. I actually own, I haven't been wearing it because I haven't been going anywhere to wear perfume. Plus, I don't like to wear a lot of like scents if I'm going out because I know there's a lot of people who are very sensitive to that kind of thing. But I more have this and I'll spray it like in the room, even though it's like a body mist. But I actually have the sweater weather body mist from Bath and Body Works. This is my favorite smell that they do. So every autumn I do buy at least one, maybe two of the 3-wick candles of that one. And that's the one that's sitting right there. So that's my last year's candle. And then no, that might be 2 years ago. And then I have one in the basement that's from last year. So the thing was, you guys know, I lost my cat at the beginning of August, actually a month ago tomorrow. And it still upsets me, and I wish he was here. But the one thing, because he was asthmatic, we couldn't burn candles in the house because of the smoke from the candle would bring on his asthma. So as soon as he was diagnosed, we stopped burning candles, and we had a bunch of candles. And like I said, I would still buy them from Bath and Body Works every year. And what I would do actually was dig out a part of like the wax from the candle, and I have right there is a Scentsy warmer. So those were fine. And I would burn some of that in the Scentsy, like warm the wax in the Scentsy warmer thingy. I know that's not what it's for. You're supposed to use the Scentsy melts, whatever. It worked just fine. It worked for the purposes I wanted it to work for. So now I can actually kind of burn candles again. I would rather him here than burn candles, but I think you guys know what I mean. And there's just something so cozy about having a candle burning. So yeah, I bought that yesterday, and the smell of it is, what is it again? Caramel apple, something like that. Some caramel apple, but it really smells like fall. You can really smell the apple in it. It's delightful. So I'm rambling on and on, as I usually do in the beginning of these things. So as you know, usual, this is just going to be a weekly reading vlog. My last 2 weeks of reading have been rubbish. So I am changing things up. Not changing things up this week, but I mentioned in my last vlog, but in case you didn't see it, I am really putting the focus back on audiobooks. I just want to see. So this is like an experiment for the week to see. These downtimes when I'm just sitting here cross-stitching, or if I'm sitting playing on my computer, or while I'm at work at the office, I've got my headphones, If I'm not on the phone with a client, I can definitely be listening to something. And I just want to see, if audiobooks are going to be the way for me to go. A part of me was kind of like not hesitant, but I almost wanted to step away from them because they're so expensive. But I have now, I have found so many audiobooks that I don't have to, my library has a ridiculous number of audiobooks, digital audiobooks. Now Hoopla, for my local library, the Ajax Public Library, they offer audiobooks on Hoopla. And you only get 15 a month, but 15 a month. I still have Scribd that I do pay for. And I'm trying to think of what else. I mean, there is Audible, and I guess what had happened is I didn't realize this, but I had put Audible on hold. And I have Audible through the Canadian Audible site. And I guess I had put it on hold. I thought I canceled it, but I put it on hold. And then I got charged for it at the beginning of this month, beginning of September. So now I have 2 credits because I get 2 credits from there. It's, I think, $25 a month for 2 credits, which isn't bad. But the new thing that they just introduced is that for my friends in the US who have Audible, you guys also have the, is it the Plus? It used to be known as the Escape or the Romance package or whatever it was, but now it's the Audible Plus, I guess, and it's like all these extra books that are like included. And I haven't really found a lot there. However, it's now included with your subscription in Canada, which is great. So, I get those 2 credits a month from Audible, plus I have a plethora of audiobooks sitting on Audible that I can listen to. So, I mean, I have options. I have a ton of different places that I can get audiobooks from. So, like I said, I'm trying the experiment for this week to see how it goes. And, how listening to the audiobooks and stuff like that, if I get a lot more reading done, because I want to craft. I love sitting and relaxing and doing this, guys. I really, really do. But this part of me was like, I would feel, this is what was happening. Like, I'm being completely honest with you guys. And this is the silliest thing ever because, it's free time. It's our free time and we should be able to do what we want. However, if I was sitting cross-stitching, I felt guilty because I wasn't reading. And then if I was reading, I felt guilty because I wasn't cross-stitching or knitting. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, audiobooks gives me the way to do both. So here we are. So I am listening to The Rebel Wears Plaid right now. But the other thing is today I want to finish reading Cold Case Double Cross by Jessica R. Patch. It's a Harlequin, I keep saying that, it's a love-inspired suspense novel, and I'm enjoying it so far, about a guy who's in prison who thinks he's wrongly convicted, and his brother, who is the male lead in this story, wants to kind of find out who actually did it. So I'm hoping to get it done today. I'm a little bit more than halfway through it. It's a 220-page book, so I'm thinking maybe later tonight I will hopefully get it done. So I might pop back on here later on if I get it done. Not too late tonight, if I have time to be able to pop back on and give you guys a review. If not, I will update you guys tomorrow. But yeah, maybe regardless, I will pop up and give you guys a review later. Just because I know last week's vlog, even though it was almost an hour long, I don't do much, you guys. I'm at home or I'm at work. But you guys seem to love it anyway. So yeah, that is that. I will leave that here, and I will talk to you guys in my next clip. Bye. Hi friends, happy Monday. Today is September the 6th. Happy Labor Day for anyone who, I guess, celebrates it, anyone here in North America. Yeah, it's Labor Day here in Canada as well. I had one of my viewers comment last week saying they thought it was a uniquely American holiday, and I'm like, no. We have it up here as well. So anyway, today was a day off of work for me today, which was fantastic. The final long weekend of the summer, which means summer is unofficially over. In my mind, summer starts on Victoria Day, the May 2-4, which is, I think, a week before Memorial Day in the US. So that's like kind of the unofficial start to summer. And then, of course, Labor Day is the unofficial end to summer. Of course, summer doesn't actually end until September 21st, the first day of fall. So I'm happy for the changing of the seasons. I love it. The fall and winter are my favorite times of year. Even though they're cold and even though I just find them cozy. They're the cozy seasons, and I love it. I really, really do. I'm not really an outdoor person. I'm not someone who generally likes to sit outside, where it's hot. I would do it in the fall and stuff like that, but not in the heat of summer. It's just too much. So yeah, I am happy that fall is arriving. So reading update, you guys. It's been a little bit. I haven't talked to you since yesterday morning, I think. But reading update for today, I finished 2 books. Not today, I finished one last night and then one this morning. So I thought I would pop on here and share that with you guys. I'm really, really happy about that. I literally spent a good chunk of my morning today just relaxing, taking it really easy and listening to an audiobook and stitching. It was so relaxing and so nice. So I'm very, very happy about that. But last night I finished, so we'll start off. I finished Cold Case True Crime by Jessica R. Patch. This is a love-inspired suspense novel. It has a publication date of September of 2021, so it comes out this month. You can find it in stores this month. It is the second book in the Cold Case Investigation series by this author. They're both written by her, book 1 and this is book 2. And thank you very much to Harlequin and, of course, to NetGalley for sending me an e-art copy of this book to read and review. So this is a NetGalley read. So essentially, this one is about a gentleman by the name of Cash, and his brother Troy has been arrested, convicted, and is currently serving time in prison for the death of his wife. So Troy's wife, they say that he killed her. So Cash believes his brother is innocent, but of course there's a lot more to the story than that. There's a bit of a backstory to it that Troy did assault her at various points, domestic violence, and like Cash is pretty much, well, yeah, my brother did this, but he wouldn't kill her, kind of an idea, right? And he kind of brings in or talks to his old friend May. They knew each other back in high school, and she is now a cold case investigator. And he's with the local police department, so he's an official in an official capacity as well. So he brings May in to kind of figure it out, if you will, to see, is there somebody else that could have potentially killed his wife? So, you know, the investigation kind of kicks off from there. And then they have someone on their tail who is trying to hurt and potentially murder both of them, both Cash and May, because of course they're getting too close to the truth. It was a really good story. I ended up giving it 3.5 stars. It was really entertaining. I did like it a lot. I thought it was very, very interesting. And there is a lot of talk in this book about domestic violence and domestic abuse. And in the end of the book, the author's note, she does kind of the author talks on that just a little bit and gives a number to a national women's help, or a domestic abuse hotline, I should say. So if that is something that you might consider to be difficult to read about, then maybe, you know, read at your own caution, I guess, or you know, just be cautious that is discussed a great deal, not just with Troy and his wife, but there is another character in this story that is dealing with an ex who is stalking her, and, you know, while he's not being physically abusing her, it's more of a mental, psychological abuse, of sending her these gifts and, you know, things that he wouldn't know unless he was in her home, which is very frightening, stuff like that. So again, caution to those of you who may, you know, have trouble with this topic. And yeah, but I thought it was really interesting, and I enjoyed it. And I didn't see the whodunit. I didn't figure it out. I didn't, you know what I mean? Like, it was very well written, and it kept me guessing the whole way through. The other book that I finished was The Rebel Wears Plaid by Eliza Knight, the book that last week, if you watch my vlog, I started twice and I couldn't get into it. I kicked it down to 1.5 speed on audio, and I just loved it. I thought it was so good. I ended up giving this book 4 stars. So this book takes place during the Jacobite, is it Jacobite? Rising. 1715, am I right? Am I right on my time period there? Essentially, Bonnie Prince Charles to take the throne, as the king. Is it the King of England? I'm sorry, I don't know enough about my history about that time period and that place and time. So anyway, our main character is Jenny, and she is leading a band of Jacobites, Prince Charles supporters, and her brother is on the opposite side, that he is, you know, in favor of the King of England, essentially. So there is a lot in this story of a lot of battles, a lot of wounded and killed people, like men and stuff like that in these battles. It does say in this book, like before I read the book, the blurb of it was like, if you like Outlander, you will like this. And I can absolutely see that, because the time period is around the same time that Outlander takes place in, with the Jacobite Rising. And am I saying that right? It doesn't seem like I'm saying it right. Maybe I'm not. I apologize. So anyway, yeah, so if you're a fan of Outlander, you might like this one. Now, this is a romance, of course, right? So it's the romance between Jenny and Torrin, and he is a former King of England supporter. And at the beginning of this book, his cousin Archie gets kidnapped. He gets, you know, arrested and taken to the Dragoons, he's kidnapped by the Dragoons and taken to their keep, or whatever it's called. I can't remember. And they're gonna hang him for treason, or is it treason? They're gonna hang him. And because he is a Prince Charles supporter. So Torrin essentially breaks him out of prison, and the two of them are on the run, and that's when they run into Jenny. So I'm not doing a very good job of explaining this book. And they run into Jenny, and she thinks, of course, that they're spies, English spies, even though they're both Scottish. And then it kind of goes from there. And then Torrin kind of joins forces with Jenny, and, you know, again, battles are waged, men lose their lives. There's a lot of war in this book. It's a very, very slow burn romance, guys. This is very slow burn. Now, it does have some spicy bits in it. However, that really doesn't happen until the end, and it's minimal. For anyone who is interested in trying this one out, but who isn't really a fan of the spicier romance, I know historical romance, at least to my opinion, historical romance tends to be the one that you know you're almost always going to get very spicy scenes. And like I said, there are a few in here, but they're really not until the very end, and they just fit into the, like, does that make sense? Like, they make sense for the story for it to happen at those points. So yeah, I did like this one a lot. Like I said, I gave it 4 stars. This is the first book in the Prince Charlie's Angels series, which just makes me so happy. It just sounds so delightful. So there's 3 books in this series, and the next 2 books feature friends of Jenny's. So one is a spy for the Jacobites, and she is like taking letters and such back and forth over enemy lines. And then the other friend is a healer. She's like a doctor. And so it's going to be, I think their stories are going to be next. And I think they're going to be really great. I'm really looking forward to them. I have not yet ever read Eliza Knight. Oh, and thank you very much again. This was another NetGalley book. So thank you very much to Source Books and to NetGalley, of course, for sending me an e-art copy of this one to read and review. This one actually came out back in June of last year, June of 2020. The narration on this one was fantastic. It was narrated by Justine Irie, who is a favorite of mine. She is so fantastic when it comes to narration. Her Scottish accent is just brilliantly done. And yeah, it was fantastic. Once I slowed it down, because that was my problem, I was listening to it at 2 times speed. Once I slowed it down to 1.5, it was perfect. Absolutely perfect. So happy with it. But your mileage may vary. However quickly you guys listen to audiobooks, you know, you do you, essentially. But yeah, really, really fantastic, and I liked it a lot. So, what am I currently reading? I only have 1 book on the go, you guys. I am still reading The Woman's March by Jennifer Chiaverini, I think is how you say her name. Of course, the cover of it will be right here. I'm almost done. I've got 6 chapters left. My goal is actually to finish it today. So, we shall see if I can get it done tonight before I go to bed. It's about 6:45 right now. And so we're hopeful. I do want to sit and relax and watch some FlossTube or some BookTube tonight. So FlossTube, for those of you who don't know, are cross-stitch videos, because why not? And yeah, that's kind of my plans for the evening. I am back to work tomorrow. I am not going into the office tomorrow, mainly because my husband has a job interview in the morning, and I'm actually driving him over, and there won't be enough time for me to do that and get into the office. But there'll be enough time for me to do that and then get back home to log on. So that's what I'm going to do. But I am going into the office on Wednesday. So yeah, so that's pretty much about it, you guys. I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Take care, bye, guys. I'm stumbling over my words today. I don't know why. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Hi friends, happy Tuesday. Today is the 7th of September. I almost said it was April for some reason. And it is probably about 8:30 at night. So I am sitting here in the basement watching some BookTube. And hi Steve. I just watched his last week in BookTube video, and he mentioned me again. You're so sweet, Steve. Thank you so much. My last vlog video, he seems to really like the vlogs. You guys seem to really like these vlogs, so that's a good thing. So you will have seen some clips just before this of the massive storm that blew through at 7 o'clock tonight. It didn't, I think it's probably still raining. They're calling for it for like the next like bunch of hours, so I don't know. But anyway, I finished work and I did go over to Tim Hortons. You can see my husband's Timmy's tea right there, and I've got a hot chocolate. And I'm just sitting here doing a little bit of reading tonight. Sorry, I'm just resting my phone on my arm on my knee. So I did work from home today, which was great. Oh, job-wise for Garrett, I didn't mention this yet. He's been officially offered the position at Amazon. So But like we said, if you have a heartbeat, you can work at Amazon. And even then, they're like, it's not a guarantee, you know, you don't have to. They'll work around you. So he decided to take it because it's a job. And that's what matters right now, but he's going to continue to look, which is great. So, I mean, who knows? It could be fine. But we've all heard the horror stories, you know what I mean? So, anyway, yeah. So that's that. Worked from home today. It was a busier day. I had a lot of admin stuff to do, but on a book-related note, which is why you lovely people are here. So last week on the vlog, I only finished 3 books over the whole week. This week, today is Tuesday, and I've already finished 4 books, you guys. 4 books. So I'm very, very pleased with that. That is fantastic. So let's get into what I finished so far. Or no, I've already given reviews for 2 of the books, so let's do the other 2. So the first one that I finished yesterday, I'm going to move the camera a bit so I can put the picture up here. The one I finished yesterday was The Women's March by Jennifer Chiaverini, I think is how you say her name. It is all about the 1913 march in Washington, right before President, was it Woodrow Wilson? He was a big part in the story, I should remember this. His inauguration day, so they marched, the suffragettes marched, of course, to get the women's vote, and it's essentially, it's a historical fiction novel, obviously, but it's about 3 real individuals, and the story kind of revolves around them all individually, and then they all end up meeting at this march. And so it's Alice, is it Alice Jones? Maud something, I can't remember her last name. She's Irish. I want to say it's Monroe or something. And then Ida Wells. Am I getting their names correct? All of you American history people, feel free to correct me in the comments below. But it was very interesting. As a history nerd, I really liked it. I ended up giving it 4 stars. However, don't know if everybody's going to love it for the sole fact that there's not a lot of story. Okay, no, I shouldn't say that. There's a lot of story. But I mentioned this in my last week's vlog, because I started the book last week, that I did look at some of the reviews on Goodreads, and some people were commenting that it reads like a history textbook. No, it does not. The author has great writing, and I mean, the story is engaging. So it's not like you're just getting like fact after fact after fact. You're getting like the story is flowing. The one thing that you're missing is a lot of dialogue. So you're not getting a lot of dialogue in this, and maybe that's what people meant. Like it took me a while to get through. Like it's a 350-page book, but it's dense because you're missing a lot of dialogue. Like if you look at your average fiction novel, like genre fiction, if you will, or even a historical fiction, you're getting a lot of, I want to say narrative, but I mean dialogue. You're getting a lot of dialogue. So those 350 pages are not densely packed, whereas these were big paragraphs and stuff like that. If you're a history person, if you're interested at all in that time period, women's suffrage, things like that, definitely check this one out. I think you'd like it a lot. But again, it's not for everybody. And I liked it. I mean, I like the fact that it followed real people. I love the author's note at the end. I am a sucker for a good author's note at the end, especially of a historical novel. Even if it's just a historical romance. I've read some great historical romance novels that have a great author's note, where they base their story off of something that actually happened, and it's a romance, and it's just like, it just makes me all kinds of happy. Yeah, like I said, sucker for a great author's note. So that one I enjoyed quite a bit. And now for something completely different, as I like to say. I started and finished today on audio, Playing by Her Rules by Amy Andrews. So this is a contemporary romance novel. It's the first book in the Sydney Smoke Rugby Team series by Amy Andrews. It's published by Untitled. And now, me and Brie had the amazing pleasure to talk to Amy Andrews on the podcast a while back. And we also talked to the amazing Pippa Roscoe. And Pippa Roscoe is a big fan of Amy Andrews. So we said to Pippa, we said to Pippa, because we're good friends and we're awesome. We're real tight. I like to pretend. So we said to Pippa Roscoe, like, if you ever want to come back on the podcast, like read a book with us and come back on the podcast, we'll all discuss it together. So we said, you pick the book, let us know what the book is. So this was the book that Pippa picked, and we're all going to be recording that episode this Sunday, and I think it's going to come out in a couple of weeks. So I don't want to give too, well, no, you know what? A lot of you probably don't listen to the podcast anyway. So the story of this one is the story of a guy by the name of, is it Tanner? I had it written down. I'm so sorry, you guys. I know her name was Matilda, which I don't know why, but I love that name. I think that if I had a daughter, Matilda, I think would be a delightful name, wouldn't it? So her name's the woman's name, the daughter's name. The woman's name is Matilda. His name, I believe, is Tanner, and it's a second chance romance. So they dated in high school, and then he cheated on her, and it's for reasons. Those reasons are like described later on in the book. And she ends up leaving Australia. It takes place in Australia because Amy Andrews is also Australian. Sydney, of course, the Sydney Smoke rugby team. And Matilda goes to Berkeley. I think it's Berkeley. She goes to one of the colleges. No, Stanford. I'm sorry. She goes to Stanford to study journalism. And then she comes back to Australia. And he ends up joining this very famous rugby team, and he becomes like the star player. Like, I was thinking like a David Beckham kind of a situation where, like, you know, he's really famous. Anyway, so she's a reporter, and they find out, like, the people that she works with find out that she knew him way back when. And, you know, she is now tasked with writing this series of articles on him, about him and his life, not just him playing rugby. So that's what happens. They meet back up again. Second chance romance. This gets very, I mean, if you couldn't tell from that cover, this gets very hot and spicy. I did listen to it on audio, like I said, and I really liked the audio. The narrator, her name was Bree Jackman, I believe it was. She did a really great job, and she's got an Australian accent, so it was a lot of fun to listen to. I ended up giving it 3.5 stars. You guys know, I'm a big fan of Amy Andrews. I really like her stuff, but, you know, I'm not one for the schmut, and this one had a lot of schmut, but I'm not faulting it for that necessarily. This was definitely a 3.5, 4-star for me. I liked it. It was a fun read. I read it over the course of an entire day, like, you know what I mean? I just plugged my headphones in at 1.5 times speed on audio, and I did a bunch of paperwork stuff, and yeah, it was really enjoyable. It was a really enjoyable read today. Very entertaining. So, yeah. So what am I currently reading? So today I started on ebook. I'm only 1 chapter in. I am reading Partners in Lime by Bree Baker, which I believe is the 6th book in the Seaside Cafe Mystery Series. So the live show for this goes on Sunday, this coming Sunday. It's usually on a Wednesday, but for some reason this week, I guess they're switching it for whatever reason, that we're doing it on the Sunday. So I need to get this read this week so I can be talking with Nicole and Jen. I will try and remember when well, no, it's not gonna, because this will go live. This video will go up before that live show. So I'll leave link to Nicole's channel. And then if you want to come on and watch the live show, it's at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do check that out. So I will be on that live show, and I'm very much looking forward to it. So anyway, guys, that is about all that I have right now. I'm going to go back to drinking my hot chocolate and doing a little bit of reading. I'm going to read a chapter, watch the booktube, read a chapter, yada, yada, yada. And yeah, so tomorrow I go into the office just for the day. Just for the one day, and then I'm home on Thursday and Friday, which will be nice. So it's about 9:30 at night. How do I know that? The phone just cut me off to remind me to take my pills. So that's my cue to tell me to go and relax and do some reading, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys. Morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It is just before 10 a.m. and I am on my way to work. So I thought I'd pop in and give you guys a quick reading update for this morning. I'm about an hour into Likes Cats and Dogs by Carrie McMurray, I believe is the author's name. And of course, I'll pop a picture of it up here. So like I said, I'm about an hour into this, and it's about a woman who owns a cat cafe that is next door to a vet's office. And it's going to be her relationship with this vet. I'm not absolutely certain what I think about it right now because I'm not liking the main character, Lauren. there's a scene at the very beginning where she ends up having to take one of her cats to the vet. And the cat is sick, and the vet's like, well, I think I want to run a couple tests to make sure. And she's trying to tell him how to do his job. She's like, it's just a urinary tract infection, and you don't have to do all these tests. Now, I totally understand. My husband is standing there. I didn't call you over, dear. Yes, dear, I'm vlogging. What do you need?
Bye.
Bye. Love you.
Leaving usually means leaving.
I'm leaving in a second. Real life here, my friends, real life. So anyway, so she's like, it's just this, and he's like, but it might not be that, because he was, he's like, sometimes that symptom with this symptoms, it could be something else. And she's like telling him how to do his job, and just that, I know what it is, and I just didn't like her attitude. And it's really weird, because the other thing I'm noticing is that for a veterinarian, he doesn't seem like a big animal lover. He says he likes dogs. I mean, you can be a vet and not love every animal, right? I totally understand that. It's just, do you know, like, anytime I've read about veterinarians in books, they're always like huge animal lovers. And he just feels like, yeah, I like animals and I want to help animals, but meh, you know what I mean? So I don't know, we'll see. It's not a very long audiobook. It's only about 8 hours long, and I have a lot of admin stuff to do today at the office. So I did remember my headphones. Last week when I went into work, I forgot my headphones. I was so mad. But I have my headphones so I can listen to it at work, and I brought my sock actually to knit on at lunchtime. So I can eat my sandwich, knit on my sock, and listen to the audiobook. And that's about it, you guys. So I will check in with you probably from the parking garage tonight. So I will talk to you guys then. Bye. Hi friends. So I just got to work and I was listening to Likes Cats and Dogs on my way in. And I wanted to share with you, before I forgot, something, a line that happened in the book that I just laughed at. So essentially, like, as I said just a few seconds ago for you guys, that, he is a dog person, she is a cat person. And her and her friends are sitting around at this bar and she's explaining about that. And then one of her friends says, well, that's like a Red Sox fan dating a Yankees fan. And I started laughing because it's so true. So quick backstory is years ago, well before I met my husband, I went on a date with this guy who said he was a baseball fan. And living in Toronto, I'm assuming guy's a Jays fan, right? Which is fine. I mean, that's not a big deal. I am a Red Sox fan since birth, essentially. My father was, he raised me correctly, and I'm a Red Sox fan. So our first date or whatever, like our only date that we went out on, was he actually had tickets to a Jays game. And I thought, okay, that's fun, I don't, like, at the time I didn't check to see who the Jays were playing. I just figured whatever. So we met at the baseball stadium, and he's in full Yankees gear, and they were playing the New York Yankees. He's like, oh yeah, big Yankees fan for years. And I immediately thought, well, this isn't going to work out. We got chatting during the game. He's like, you must be a Jays fan. I'm like, no, I'm a Red Sox fan. And we kind of had a good laugh about it. I mean, he was a super sweet guy. And it was a big joke. There was no chemistry anyway, but it was just funny that line was said in the book that, like a Red Sox fan dating a Yankees fan, because it just wouldn't work out. Anyway, I just had to share that with you guys. I got to run into the office now, and I'll talk to you tonight. Bye. Hi friends, happy Wednesday night. It is about 9:45 at night, and I am just sitting down in the basement watching an episode of Law & Order, and I thought that I would give you guys a reading update for today. So, today was a day at work. It was busy all day. I had my list of stuff I wanted to get done, and the good thing is that I got it all done. So, big bonus on that one. I am working from home tomorrow and Friday. And then starting next week, I'm in the office Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday every week. So it's fine. It doesn't bother me being in the office. My only complaint, if I even had one, is that because I work till 7 o'clock, I don't get home till 8. So, like, here it is, 9:45 at night, and I feel like I should be going to bed soon. Like, literally, I get home, I can eat my dinner, put on my jammies, and sit and watch, like, one episode of something, and I'm in bed. But, like, the thing is that I gotta remember is that I'm up fairly early in the morning, and I've always been that way. So I get up about 7 o'clock. So I have time, before I have to get ready for work in the morning. So that's not too shabby. But anyway, I thought I would give you guys a bit of a reading update because I started and finished a book today. So let me move the camera a little bit so I can pop the picture of the book up here. Today I started and finished reading Likes Cats and Dogs by Kate McMurray. I did listen to this one on audio. I cannot remember the narrator's name at this point. I will put it right here. The narration on it was quite good. I liked it quite a bit. So the premise of the story, I was really excited about it because I thought it sounded super, super cute. So the premise is it takes place in Brooklyn, and it's about this building, and in one part of the building, there is a cat cafe, the Whitman Street Cat Cafe, which is the title of the series. So this is the first book in the series. Oh, and thank you very much to Sourcebooks and NetGalley for sending me an e-art copy of this one to review. It came out back in the spring, I think in May or June of this year. So anyway, it's about this cat cafe, and then right next door is a veterinarian's office. So pretty much the plot of the book is about Lauren, who runs the cat cafe, and of course she is a cat lover, and Caleb, who is the new vet at the clinic next door, and he is more of a dog person. So I thought super cute premise, really, really fun. How can you not love that? I didn't. Unfortunately, guys, I gave this one a 2.5 star rating. The thing that I didn't like about it were Lauren and Caleb, pretty much. As individuals, they just weren't nice characters. I mean, I talked about it briefly this morning in my clip from the car, that, for a veterinarian, he seemed to not be the biggest animal lover, which kind of rectified itself as the story went on, so that was fine. Lauren was just I don't even know how to describe it. Okay, let me put it this way. They were good characters. I didn't see them together as a couple. And I mean, it's a romance novel. And the thing is with romance is that when you're done reading the story, you want to feel like, even if, and I actually am one who prefers there not to be the big love declaration at the end, depending on the situation. Like, in this case, these characters have only known each other 6 weeks. So the big declaration of love at the end always kind of makes me go, I don't know, after 6 weeks. Like, if it's kind of an insta-love thing. Whereas if the characters have, like, if it's a slower burn romance, it doesn't bother me as much to have that. Or to end with the engagement, or to end with the wedding, or something like that, right? But at the end of the romance novel, when you're finished reading the story, when you close the book, you want to think to yourself, yes, these characters are going to stay together. They had their differences, but they're totally going to work, together and work on them. When I finished this book, my first thought was, well, because, spoiler alert, they do end up engaged at the very end, that at the end of the book, in 5 years, these two characters are going to be divorced. They're going to be going through a messy divorce, and there's going to be kids involved, and there's going to, you know what I mean? Like, I just didn't buy the relationship. They were, even at the very, very end, even after the big declaration that happens in a romance novel where, they admit their feelings for each other or whatever the case may be, they're back up in her apartment and they're arguing again. And it's just like, the whole enemies with benefits, because they actually say that in the book. And I'm like, yeah, that's what these two are. So, I mean, even being friends, they couldn't do that without fighting with each other. And it was constant throughout the book, and as a romance reader, you have to believe in the relationship, and I did not believe in the relationship in this one at all. So that's why I got a 2.5 star. However, it still did get a 2.5 star, which it's not a great rating, but it's not like a 1 star or I didn't DNF the book. And the reason for that is because I loved the side characters in this story, and I loved the setting. I love the cat cafe. Like, please, I'm a cat person. It just kind of goes without saying. So there is going to be a second book in the series, and I definitely think I'm going to pick it up, mainly because, again, I love, the plot, or not the plot. I love the setting, and I really, really liked the side characters. And it's one of the side characters that you meet in this book named Paige. It's going to be her story. So yeah, so I'm interested to see that, because this one, even, like, I really like the writing as well. Like, it was very well written. I just didn't believe in the relationship. And for a romance novel, to be a romance novel, you need to believe in the relationship. You can't just, I mean, there's something about opposites attract, and these two were clearly opposites of each other. And that works. It's a good trope. But this one, they were too far apart. Does that make sense? Like, they couldn't agree on anything, it felt like. So, anyway, that was my thoughts on that book. So, like I said, I'm watching an episode of Law & Order right now. I'm doing a little bit of cross-stitch, and then I'm going to go to bed, and I'm going to continue. I don't know if I'm going to pick back up Partners in Lime. I got like a chapter of it read today earlier when I was having my breakfast, but having my breakfast and my dinner later on. But I think I might just pick up a Babysitter's Club book tonight and read a couple of chapters of that before bed. So we shall see. But anyway, I will update you guys tomorrow. Talk to you then. Bye, guys. Hi, BookTube. Happy Saturday. So it has been a few days since I've talked to you. So I apologize for that. I kind of went MIA for a little bit there in terms of the vlog. Not that you guys would notice. The last one you saw was Wednesday, and now it's Saturday. So Thursday and Friday, pretty much, I did not get a lot of reading done, which is why I didn't give any updates. Reason being, though, is that I had a pretty bad migraine for 2 days, and I just was not feeling like sitting in front of the camera, even just for a few moments. So, you know, pretty much working, and that was about it. I worked from home both days, which was great. I didn't have to be at work under the big fluorescent lights at the office. And yeah, so this is going to be a shorter vlog this week. I know it is because I'm pretty much ending the vlog on this clip. I don't really have a lot else to share with you. What am I currently reading? I definitely want to share that with you guys, and then we will start a new vlog tomorrow for next week. So yeah, I apologize, you guys, but this is life, you know. I couldn't help it. Believe me, if I could have gone without the migraine, I absolutely would have. I am feeling a lot better today. So, yeah. So what am I reading? So right now in audio, oh, hold on. Let me get a copy of the book. Sorry about that. So like I just said, I am listening to this on audio, but this is one that I had taken out from the library. And I'm reading Beauty Among Ruin by, what's her name again? I really wish they wouldn't cover. Janelle Kreshke, I believe is how you say her last name. So this is the one I'm currently reading on audio. I'm 3 hours in. It's about a 12-hour long audiobook, you guys, and I'm not loving it, to be honest. Our main character, Lily, she's an American socialite, and she's like the Paris Hilton of 1914. Like, she's not a very likable character. She's a little ditzy. And ditzy in the way that, oh, look how cute I am. I'm so funny. I'm so cute. I'm so rich. That kind of an idea. And I'm not loving it. Like, so we shall see. I'm continuing on with the audiobook. I do want to finish it, but I'm glad I'm listening to it on audio because it's making it go a little bit faster than if I was trying to read it. So there is some romance with a Scottish lord. Again, I'm only about 3 hours in. Over the last 2 days, that's all I've gotten listened to it on. Mainly because of the migraine, but also because I may even DNF this. I haven't decided yet. What do you guys think? Like, should I waste my time listening to the audiobook, or should I jump on to something else? I'm so disappointed because this sounded so cute. I think I might give it a little bit more time. My plan today, because I've been really busy doing other things, is that I'm not actually listening to any audiobooks today, but I'm going to pick it back up tomorrow. So maybe I'll give it a couple more hours tomorrow and see what happens. And if I'm not liking it, then I'm just going to say, done, DNF, take this back to the library and call it a day. But maybe it'll completely redeem itself. I don't know. But I'm just really not liking that main character at all. And that is a big, big disappointment. The other book that I am currently reading right now is Partners in Lime by Brie Baker. So not a lot got read on this one either. Mainly, again, because of the migraine. But I'm about 40% of the way through it. My goal is to finish this one today. So I'm not going to say I'm ending the vlog here now that I'm saying that. I'm not going to end the vlog here necessarily. I will check back in before bed. If not, I will check in first thing tomorrow morning, and I'll finish the vlog off then before I start next week's vlog to give you guys my full review on this one. So this is another cozy mystery. It's book 6 in the Seaside Cafe mystery series by Brie Baker. I am a big, big fan of this series. I think it's absolutely delightful. And yeah, I don't want to say anything else. I will pop back in the morning. Yeah, it'll probably be in the morning unless I finish it earlier this evening. We shall see. I have a little bit of editing and stuff like that to do. And yeah, so that's it, guys. I know, very, very boring. I'm very sorry. But I'm glad the migraine's gone. It was sitting right behind this eye for anyone else who suffers from them. Like, it was so bad. It was so bad on Thursday night when I went to bed. Now, I'm not wearing my glasses for this, mainly because, you know, you get the glare. But I don't have, like, on my glasses, I don't have those, like, little metal, you know what I mean? It's just this. But my migraine was so bad that the act of, like, my glasses sitting here on my nose were hurting. Like, were actually hurting my nose. It was crazy. Absolutely crazy. And it was sitting behind this eye. So this part of me is starting to wonder if I need my prescription changed, because I had the same thing happen to me years ago before I went back to the eye doctor, well before COVID. And I needed a new prescription. So I have an appointment next Thursday with my optometrist to look at. So I'm hoping, you know, we'll see what it is. But sorry for the camera focusing and unfocusing. But yeah, so that's what it was. Like, it was like, it was right on this side, right behind the eye. It was hurting here, all down like my sinuses, like even into my jaw. It was just, and then my neck. It wasn't pleasant. And luckily Thursday and Friday weren't too terribly busy at work. So it was kind of, at least it was a little bit quieter, but it's still unpleasant. For anyone else who suffers from migraines, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. And yeah, so anyway, guys, I am rambling at this point, but oh, and I'm also reading a Babysitter's Club book right now because you just need that. Pardon me. I read a couple of chapters a day, usually while I'm having my breakfast, and it's a nice way to start the day. But anyway, like I said, I will either check in with you guys later this afternoon or this evening or first thing tomorrow morning, and I'll let you know my final thoughts on the Brie Baker book. So I will talk to you then, guys. Bye. Hello, friends. It is Sunday morning, and it's about noon, so it's not Sunday morning, it's Sunday afternoon. Popping on very quickly just to end off this vlog because my mom is checking scratch tickets downstairs, if that's what you can hear in the background. And I'm just ending off this vlog because I didn't really do that last night. I didn't finish the Brie Baker book. I haven't finished anything else. I think I had 5 books this week, though, so that's not too shabby. So sorry about the vlog this week, you guys. I am going to start the new vlog today for this coming week. And yeah, so that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.